What is going on, everyone? Let's do something a little bit different today. This great country has its good and it's got its bad, and it's got its strange. On this channel, we spend a lot of our time talking about the bad, the crime, the poverty, the health, the traffic, and the taxes. That really depressing stuff. What we never talk enough about is the strange and lesser known facts. The thing is this, that is probably more interesting to most people, the weird and the unknown stuff. That's what this video is all about. Some of these will be strange and some of them will be just lesser known trivia about a location. There's a lot of strange in this country, probably more than we need. Every state, every city, and every town has some strange, and a bunch of it is unbelievable. Now, some of you may have heard these in the past, but it doesn't make them any less odd to a person not from that area. So why don't we get started and take a look at my top 10 strange facts about Los Angeles, California. Number 10. The birthplace of the internet. The University of California, Los Angeles, or UCLA, was the birthplace of the internet in 1969 after the first ARPANET transmission was sent from the school to SRI in Menlo Park. 50 years later, here we are sending prayers for tragedies instead of showing up, buying everything we need from Amazon instead of actually leaving the house. We're getting dates on websites like we're ordering pizza. We can even drown ourselves in porn for a month and never see the same video twice. I wonder if the Advanced Research Project Agency knew we'd be doing things like this when they made that first transmission. They'd be trying to shut it down if they knew where we were heading. They'd run into your room yelling, "Turn it off! Turn it off! That's not what it's supposed to be for! Stop touching yourself!" Number 9. Black Gold 90210. Beverly Hills High School has an oil derrick on the property that produces about 400 barrels of oil a day. The school earns about $300,000 a year in royalties from this little operation. It's kind of weird having an oil derrick on a high school, don't you think? I always thought it was weird. I've known about this. It's been there forever, but I just always thought this one's weird. Los Angeles has more than 50 active urban oil fields. Growing up in Los Angeles, we had these things everywhere. We had one at the mall by my house. When I was like 12 or 13, I jumped the fence, climbed on it, and rode it like a horse. I even had an old man yell at me, told me I was breaking the law and the police were on their way. I smiled and continued to ride for a while my friends laughed and he grew increasingly red in the face. I got off the oil derrick, climbed the fence after a few minutes. He told me I had to wait for the police. I chuckled and we walked away. He followed us for like 10 minutes saying he was making a citizen's arrest, made this big scene. He even tried to enlist other mall shoppers to rustle us all up. After a few laughed at him, he kind of gave up and walked away. Said they'd be fingerprinting the oil derrick later. But yeah, they got these oil derricks everywhere. There used to be a lot more, but they still got them. Number 8. Angel's Flight. At just 320 feet long, the Angel's Flight Incline is one of the shortest incorporated railways in the world. It is in the Bunker Hill district of downtown Los Angeles. It has two funcular cars running in opposite directions on a shared cable. This is the second version of the Angel's Flight. And this one is kind of more or less a tourist trap. The other one was actually functional and helped people get up the hill, especially back in the day. This one's really just kind of a tourist thing. The original location with the tracks connecting Hill Street and Olive Street operated from 1901 until it closed in 1969. Oddly enough, the same year the internet started. It's like they all said, hey, we got the internet now. Why do we need this? We're all going to be working from home. But back in 1969, they cleared it out for redevelopment. The second Angel's Flight location opened up 1/2 block to the south from the original location in 1996, so they took a little time off with it, with tracks connecting Hill Street and California Plaza. They've had some accidents over the years, and an elderly gentleman died back in 2001, and that was kind of sad. It's been closed down a couple times over the years, each time for about a year or so for repairs and safety upgrades. It's just a weird little piece of Los Angeles. Number 7. The strangest gift shop ever. Now, this one is what I think is in poor taste, but the Los Angeles County Coroner has a gift shop. It's like a morgue with a gift shop. And if you think I'm joking, Google it. What are they selling here? Do you get like personalized t-shirts made while you're there that say things like, my grandfather got killed on the world's shortest railroad and all I got was this t-shirt? It is the strangest thing. I heard about this years ago and I didn't believe it. And then I saw someone with a coroner's hat and I'm all, do you work for the coroner? And he goes, no, I got it at the gift shop. I was like, are you kidding me? He goes, no, it's real. And he said, it's weird. That's exactly what the guy told me. It's real and it's weird. Number 6, the Hollywood sign. Okay, so the Hollywood sign isn't strange. Everybody knows about it. It's been a beacon for people with dreams of being a star for almost a century. The Hollywood sign was actually put up to promote a housing development, not the city or the film industry. The Hollywood sign was created in 1923, but at the time read Hollywoodland. Its purpose was to advertise new housing development in the hills up there. Over the years, it has fallen on hard times and been repaired and repainted, and obviously had the land part taken off. One of the people that was part of the repairing of the sign was actually Hugh Hefner. Another strange fact about this one is in 1932, an actress named Peg Entwistle decided she couldn't go on anymore and jumped off the H to her death. What's even weirder about it, the person that found the suicide note, found the body, and her shoe, didn't call the police or anything like that. She put another note inside the purse about where the body was and left it on the police station's front door and ran away. Number 5. It's just too big. Los Angeles is so big that it has the most phone area codes. Los Angeles holds more area codes than any other city in the US, including 213, 310, 818, 323, 424, 562, 626, 747, and a whole bunch more. There's more being added as I speak. When I was growing up, we still had home phones. Our area code changed twice while I was in high school, I think. Maybe 8th grade to high school, somewhere in there. Twice. And cell phones really weren't even a thing yet. I mean, a few people had those big brick type cell phones, but that was it. LA is known as sprawling for a reason. It's huge. It's about 4,100 square miles. Give you an idea how big that is, New York City is just above 300 at 304.8 square miles. It's huge. Number 4. The Santa Monica Pier is a lie. If you've ever been to the Santa Monica Pier or seen pictures, it looks like a pier that was built for entertainment and family fun, or a great place for a date. With its roller coasters, carousel, Ferris wheels, got midway games. Iron Man flew by it in one of his movies. At night, it's a great spot to get some amazing pictures. The Santa Monica Pier has been in a buttload of movies and TV shows, like A Night at the Roxbury, Forrest Gump, Falling Down, and one of my favorite 1980s low-budget movies, Desperate Teenage Love Dolls. Yeah, that's a real movie. It was also in one of my favorite episodes of Three's Company. Went from Three's Company all the way up to Modern Family, and everything in between that was filmed in Los Angeles seems to have had at least one scene on the Santa Monica Pier. Oh, and the Santa Monica Pier was originally designed to protect sewage pipes that dumped treated sewage into the ocean. That smell was not a burnt corn dog. It was built in 1909 for that purpose, primarily to carry sewage pipes beyond the breakers, and it had really no amenities. You could walk on the pier and maybe even fish. All the while, human waste was traveling under your feet on its way to the ocean. Number 3, it's a moneymaker. If Los Angeles were its own country, its economy would be bigger than Saudi Arabia, Sweden, and Switzerland. Yeah, Switzerland. In your face, you cocoa-drinking, army knife-making, yodeling underachievers. Los Angeles makes a lot of money for the state of California and the United States of America. We have a lot of industries there, everything from tourism, aerospace, defense contractors, obviously Hollywood, and many, many more. There is a ton of moneymakers in the city of Los Angeles. Number 2, the Olympics ×2. Los Angeles has been the only city in the country to have hosted the Summer Olympics twice, in 1932 and again in 1984. The city will also host their third one in 2028. I was in LA for the 1984 Olympics. I thought it was kind of cool. It was really neat. Not a lot of it was going on around my part of LA County, but other than tourists that didn't bother learning the traffic laws before they got their rent-a-car, that was a problem. More than a few times I saw people driving their car onto the beaches. You don't do that in LA County. That's not a thing. I know it's other places they do. No place do you do that in LA County. I saw a few people turn onto the bike path that runs along the beach, and of course, the ever-popular tourist that thinks every girl in a bikini is a prostitute and should be talked to accordingly. I saw that play out more than a few times, and it always ended up two ways: the tourist getting slapped or catching a beating by somebody's boyfriend. And then they always had that shocked look on their face, like, what's wrong? It was weird. And number 1, Thomas Edison was a dick. If Thomas Edison wasn't such a total a-hole, Hollywood might never have happened, and Los Angeles may have never grown at the rate that it did. One of the reasons the film industry settled in Los Angeles was to get as far away from Thomas Edison as possible. Edison helped create the Trust in 1909, which was comprised of dominant producers, distributors, and manufacturers who were intent on monopolizing the industry. So basically the film industry moved west. California was still kind of a frontierish type state, and they had their own courts and they did their own thing. The filmmakers of the time figured this could give them a little more protection from the man that gave us electricity, or the man who stole the idea from Nikola Tesla, whichever story you believe. All right, so that's my top 10 strange facts about Los Angeles. You know, like I said, some of you, especially if you're from Los Angeles or anything like that, you know most of these, but a lot of people across the country have no idea about these things. I thought they were pretty neat. I'm gonna do some more of these about different places. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Don't forget all the links below. Hit that subscribe button. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.